Hi Gemini, here is a general look at your solar chart for June 2015, and this is a bumper time of the year for you. It's your birthday time of year, whether you had your birthday in May or whether it's this month. May I wish you a happy birthday. And there's lots going on for you this month, some really interesting energies. You early Geminians will be feeling the sort of the undertow a little bit, because you can't have the waves all going in one direction, can you? So there has to be like a little bit of tension there, and that comes from Saturn transiting across the degrees of your sun anyway, as it moves back into Scorpio. And also maybe you very late Geminians will feel that energy a little bit as well, those of you born in the last day or two. So until the 22nd, yep, it's time for you to be a bit more self-indulgent, really, doing all the sorts of things that you enjoy. There's a lot of planetary energy chiming in with the sun, putting you very much in the stream of information exchange with others, you know, gathering information, comparing notes, sharing ideas, bouncing ideas around. And yeah, a lot going on in that busy little head of yours. Mercury does continue to be retrograde until the 11th. That's your ruling planet, of course, and that could block the flow a little bit, meaning that things are sort of delayed a bit, or maybe there's some glitches with communications equipment or vehicles, or there's just more pressure, a little bit more pressure, or a little bit more just the smooth running of things anyway. That tends to get interrupted. So anyway, from the 11th onwards, things are likely to go a little bit more smoothly, in fact quite a lot more smoothly. So yeah, a lot of energy in there. Mars is in your sign, meaning that you're really up for whatever is going on. You can be decisive, you can take action, you suddenly get the clarity that maybe you didn't have, or that would have been the beginning time of May, and you realize that you can really take action now, initiate things, and you might be working harder. You might, you know, feel that there's more demand upon you, so just make sure you get enough R and R. Until the 6th, Venus is in an area concerning money, property and possessions. She's been there since about mid-May, and that's you having, enjoying really what you have, probably with a friend as well, what you're able to have, what you're able to get your hands on, where you're able to go, whatever it is. It's just like the quality of life and being able to enjoy that more. Food as well, possessions of various kind, but also buying, selling, renting, leasing, that kind of thing, negotiating even. And definitely this is a moment for retail therapy, whether it's therapy for you or not, but definitely get out there and shop till you drop, or maybe you're just going to window shop, you know, and just sit back and sort of drop a hint in the right place, and then just sit back and wait for it to come to you, or work with the law of attraction. But definitely this is a good area for Venus meaning goodies are in the pipeline coming your way. But you could also be putting your hand in your pocket more, because the energy is swirling around and it doesn't have an opinion about which way it's going. Okay, and just watch your step. Don't overstretch your energies with Mars in your sign, tripping over your own shoelaces, a little bit accident prone sometimes, but you're so quick on your feet. Then you know, Mars doesn't like hanging around. Mars is onto things very fast, but again, you know, just be careful that you don't kind of trip over your own shoelaces there. And then we have Venus from the 6th. She moves and then she goes into one of your Gemini's favorite places of the solar chart, helping you to be even more in the stream of information exchange, articulate, making connections. This month is very much as well about making connections, but particularly from the 6th onwards for the rest of the month. Helping you to be more articulate as well, helping that flow between you and others, and tends to deliver daily environments or daily encounters which are just that little bit more appealing, maybe even exotic, entertaining. Some of you could be in exchanges with others who appreciate your ability to express yourself, and whether that's in a creative sense or not, but making those right connections. And the really good news is that from the 6th of June all the way through till October the 17th, Venus is going to be helping you out in that area there. And for a lot of the time, Jupiter, jolly Jupiter, who expands and brings potential, I shall say, abundance to us, is also going to be in that area there. So that is kind of where it's at. In the sort of the potential success zone is very, very much there. Media, this is about media as well. Anything artistic is favored. This transit could bring warmer, more supportive relations with siblings, or it can just be with key people that you would want on side or already on side, and then this energy just warms relations between you. Some of you could meet that special person. Some of you could be traveling with that special person as well, because it's a very mobile house, the 3rd house. That, and also you could be feeling a real connection energy with soul brothers and sisters, or people that you just, maybe you don't know their soul brother or sister, but you just think, you know, I just really click with this person, okay? Or maybe it's a place as well, or some kind of activity, you know. And you can also do better when buying, selling, promoting, negotiating, maybe settling a feud. This would be a good time to do that, because you know, you can be very diplomatic with Venus and Jupiter there at the same time, but also very persuasive, and maybe land yourself a good deal. So Venus is going to be in that area of your chart for all of that long time, and much of it with Jupiter. Now, from the 25th, Mars moves and then goes out of your sign and goes into an area which is more to do with the piggy bank, more to do with making improvements there, maybe with the budget, incomings, outgoings, handling all of that material side of life. And also you could be more dynamically engaged because of bits of kit or territory or other types of possessions, or maybe resources that you can capitalize upon to you know, make your life more comfortable, easier, feed you, clothe you, you know, just get your hands on certain things, and being very, very busy with that type of focus, really. But watch your step related to basic material security, money, property, possessions, as Mars can be maybe too impulsive sometimes in making decisions. So if you are in like a bargaining situation, then that's when you should be watching your step. But I think in general, with the vibe going on, even for you early or late Geminians who've got Saturn going across from Sagittarius into Scorpio, I think it's a pretty good month, really. You could be more actively engaged in diet or health matters as well, with Mars going through here, or being more proactive because of diet or health or exercise as well. And that's not just for you, that can be for somebody else too, that you are involved with. And then the Sun also moves into this same area here, which could affect, you know, puts material considerations, property, money, possessions, more center stage, and so your activities tend to revolve more and more around stuff rather than in the previous phase, and maybe moving it, maintaining it, protecting it, repairing it, ditching it, or getting your hands on more. Okay, so yeah, and you'll be seeing how you can improve things there. And then just to mention of Saturn, until the 14th, sorry, on the 14th, Saturn has moved out of Sagittarius, your opposite sign, affecting you very, very early Geminians since towards the end of last year. And on the 14th, Saturn returns to her previous position in your area of job, work techniques, skills, employment matters, but also health matters and all manner of practical daily tasks as well. So for some of you it will mean beginning the nose to the grindstone again, to complete certain things, to finish things off. Also there will be more for you to maybe have to deal with related to co-workers, colleagues, employees, employers, and this is very much a more service-orientated time. So you've got to get your act together in the way where you can be of most service or best service or assistance to others, but also if you're the one that needs the services and the assistance and the repairs and the maintenance and the sort of general sort of legwork and foundation work done, you know, this will be a time for you to sort of round up those sorts of people who can do the best job, you know. And it could be a kind of mix as well, you know, people that can get on well with, and you can, you know, you're singing from the same page, as it were. Keeping ahead of the game with the practical side of chores and health issues, whether they're your health issues or somebody else's health issues, would be smart. And getting ahead, when I say get ahead, I mean start now. Because if you're listening to this in May, then, you know, really maybe you could have been onto it from early May. And it doesn't actually shift out of there until mid-June. So generally it means harder work and more assistance to others or for others on a kind of regular tick-over sort of basis. Right, and also, you know, just keeping the whole act together, whatever it is. Sometimes you feel limited and cramped by service providers, health providers, or your own equipment, or your own skill set. This would be a good time to seriously you know, start learning new stuff, adding strings to your bow, plugging away that maybe you already did start, you know, and maybe this is the time to really, really go for it and complete those sorts of things, because then that leads to wider choices and more lucrative choices for you in the future. You Geminians born the 21st or the 22nd of May, or with 19 to 20 degrees, sorry, start again, cut. You Geminians born the 21st or 22nd of May, or with on the 19th or 20th of June, or with 28 degrees, 28, 29 degrees, or 0 to 2 degrees rising, if you know that, will feel the energy of Saturn the most this month. Jupiter, I mentioned briefly before, is tending to support, is in a really good angle to your sun sign Jupiter, tending to support a more outgoing, upbeat, positive frame of mind, you getting, you know, the right exposure, if exposure is what you want, but if it's not, then the right connections, doing quite well through media, through promotional activity, through education, speaking, writing, other forms of creative expression, and there could be more exchanges which are positive, which go somewhere, and there could be more, I suppose, doing what you enjoy, which is mixing and mingling with those from different backgrounds maybe, and more generally sort of comings and goings. You taking on board new concepts, maybe new jargons, and definitely there will be new pathways carved into your mental landscape between now and August, particularly because we have Venus in there. So we got Venus, who I described to you earlier, and Jupiter working together in a very, very favorable way for you Geminians. And you Geminians born the 4th to the 12th of June, or 15 to 22 degrees rising, going to feel that energy the most this forecast period. And then a mention of Neptune again, for those of you who haven't heard this before, and also for those of you who are fed up with hearing this. You know, you Geminians born the 29th of May to the 7th of June, Neptune moves very slowly, by the way, if you're thinking, oh, it was the same last month, and 8 to 11 degrees rising, you're going to feel this the most, although it does affect the whole of the sign. And it just means that you have got Neptune in your career area now for several years to come. And during this time, you need to try to integrate the practice of service to others, and ideally higher service, depending on your age, you know, but higher service, and how you see that from you know, how old you are and how much experience you've had. It's not really to do with age, it's to do with experience, okay? It's to do with awareness, and it's to do with how you see service, and putting yourself out there in that kind of selfless, non-ego way as much as you can, at the same time as honoring your own goals in life. So it's quite a tricky one, you know. It's like the dense, heavy material area, at the same time as sort of this kind of almost like esoteric kind of idea of, okay, how can I create in this world in a way which is going to help, heal, is going to comfort, is going to provide something for others that they really appreciate, because there is a lack there in some way or other. So, you know, whether you're being a waitress in a restaurant, or a waiter, or a chef, or whether you are creating the most amazing art which throws others into ecstasies of bliss, you know, you and all the sort of degrees in between, you know, just being a mum or a dad or whatever it is, you know, a practice of higher service. So being there in a wise way as much as you can, at the same time as honoring your own goals in life. And speaking of art, Neptune particularly resonates well with everything to do with art, crafts, but also good works of various kinds, and healing and spirituality. And you have to always remember, wherever Neptune is, that Neptune likes to dissolve boundaries, so others can really start to maybe lean on you a lot more, demand a lot more from you, and you have to know where that red line is. That's it. You know, I respect myself. I've paid my dues here, and you know, I'm always going to be available up to that point, but beyond that, no. And you have to learn the word no. Okay, so this transit does favor anything to do with good causes. I think I said that. And that's it for June. And if you know your rising sign, your moon sign, listen to those. And also, if you want to read any of this material, it's on my website. And I'll see you the next time.